Welcome back. My name is Ashley McKenzie, and I'm here to share with you Investigation 4 Soil Explorations in the Pebbles, Sand, and Silt unit taught in second grade in the Boston Public School System. In Investigation 4 Soil Exploration, students will look more closely at soil. They'll create their own soil using various earth materials. They'll compare soils from different locations. This investigation is broken down into 3 different parts. Though it's only 3 different parts, which is the shortest of all investigations, it takes the longest, 5 to 6 class sessions. There is some ability to shorten this if you need to and are running out of time. Part 1, homemade soil. This is the lengthy one. And there is some ability to shorten this, as I said. So even though it's suggested to last 3 class sessions, I find that I don't have time for that and I have to reduce it to either 1 to 2 class sessions. So if this is the case, I'm running short on time, what I do is I skip over the screening of the soil section, and this will take out 1 class session immediately. So what you're going to need is you're going to need to have out all of the rocks pictured in the cups, 2 cups of each, pebbles, gravel, sand. You're going to need bags of humus, empty basins, vials, magnifying lenses. On day 1, what I do is I give the students the bag of humus and I let them explore it. I don't tell them what it is. I just say, here's a new earth material. Investigate it. Tell me what you think it is. Students will be able to look through the bag. They can open the bag, touch, smell if they need to, and then we'll share ideas, and then I'll let them know what it is. Lots of times you'll hear lots of "ews" after that. I also show them right then and there that I'm making the soil, and I use it as a quiz opportunity. I say, okay, I'm adding this size rock in. What size rock is this? Okay, what size rock is this? It's smaller. Which one comes next? And that way I just check their knowledge and make sure that they remember those rock names as we go through. So now we have this soil mixture. I'm going to give each student a little bit in a vial, magnifying lens, paper plate. They're going to observe it. And then we're going to observe the soil and water together. What happens? So we're going to do it much the way that we did the sand and water in the vials. You're going to put a little bit of soil mixture in the vial, 1 per group for ease of cleanup in my case. And the students put the water in. They let the water slowly seep down. Once it hits the bottoms, then you can do the time shaking. Part 2, soil search. This is 1 class session, and I actually turn this into a homework assignment, so we don't even really have to do this in class. At the beginning of part 1, I tell students that they need to bring in soil from home, a small baggie. They don't need a whole lot. And I know it's an optional homework assignment because a lot of our students don't have access to soil by where they live. So I just take it from the ones that have it. They'll label their bag, where they got it from on the bag, and then we save this for the end of investigation 3. I also bring in some soil from home because I know that students won't be able to bring it in. So I want to bring in at least 2 samples from home, different locations, and that way we at least have 2 to work with if no one brings in any at all. Part 3, studying local soil. So this is where the soil samples will come in. So we're going to need the homemade and the student samples, and my samples in that case. And we'll put a little bit of each one in cups, labeled, and students will have time to look at those different soil samples. We're going to talk about how are they different? Why do we think they're different? We're going to record that information on a chart. I like to do it on a big chart for the whole class to see. We do a chart for each soil sample. We talk about its properties and characteristics. And then what I do is I have students complete a Venn diagram comparing just 2 of the soils. Assessments. I talked about this before, but I want to talk about it again, the various forms of assessment. So I find that the assessment checklist is helpful in this unit just because it shows me a quick understanding of their knowledge. Anecdotal notes I don't get to as much as I would like to. I find it too lengthy, and I'd rather go around talking to the students and assessing their knowledge that way and asking those key questions to make sure they're on task rather than just going around and taking notes. And that's why I like the assessment checklist better. I can ask them the key questions, each group, hear who's responding, call on those kids in the small group setting who don't respond just to see if they understand, or if they're just too shy, maybe they'll be more likely to speak then. and then the end of module assessments as well.